Independence, Bahamas. Happy anniversary, Bahamas. Happy Independence, Bahamas. Golden anniversary, Bahamas. Recording in Exuma, Bahamas. Fishing in Long Island, Bahamas. Sailing on the Melbourne, Bahamas. Diving, conking, West End, Bahamas. Peas and rice and fried fish, Bahamas. Pineapple, palmy, lucre, Bahamas. Flamingo, palmy, agua, Bahamas. That island started raking spray, Bahamas. Happy Independence, Bahamas. Happy anniversary, Bahamas. Happy Independence, Bahamas. Golden anniversary, Bahamas. Nassau is the capital, Bahamas. Bimini is the gateway, Bahamas. 1492, Columbus landed. 1973. Private address, Bahamas. Happy Independence, Bahamas. Happy anniversary, Bahamas. Happy Independence, Bahamas. Golden anniversary, Bahamas. One nation, under the sun. We love our legacy, our history. Our rich love, bright and clear. We salute, we need and fly. Happy Independence, Bahamas. Happy anniversary, Bahamas.
Coming up tonight, the teen driver of the Shirley Street crash that killed 5 is hauled before the courts. Also, residents sounding off on Sunday's apparent island-wide blackout. And later, it all comes down as government begins its shantytown demolition exercise. Eyewitness News starts now. Good evening, everyone. I'm Janelle Longley. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping news tonight, what began as a night out with friends has now become one of the country's most devastating road tragedies. On Monday, the legal process moved into the courtroom. Our Linton Ritchie Jr. has the details in tonight's top story.
19-year-old Marcus Thacker Jr. appeared before Acting Chief Magistrate Ancilia Evans, charged with 5 counts of vehicular manslaughter in connection with the June 28 crash that claimed the lives of teenagers Petrika Brown, Diamond Stubbs, Denia Webb, Evelina Johnson, and days later, Keno Gordon. Appearing in courtroom number 9 with his arm in a sling and his wrist in a cast, Thacker Jr. stood as the charges were read. Because vehicular manslaughter is an indictable offense, he was not required to enter a plea. The matter will instead be heard before the Supreme Court. Prosecutors allege Thacker was driving the gray Mazda Demio that crashed into a tree, killing 5 of its occupants. The 19-year-old was granted $30,000 bail with 1 to 3 shorters. As part of his bail conditions, he must wear an electronic monitoring device, surrender his passport, report to the Carmichael Road Police Station every Monday before 9 p.m., and observe a nightly curfew from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Following the arraignment, emotions filled the courtroom after Magistrate Evans allowed Thacker Jr. a brief moment with his family, his mother hugging him tightly as she broke down in tears. Under Bahamian law, vehicular manslaughter by dangerous driving carries a maximum penalty of 10 years imprisonment upon conviction. The case will proceed by way of a voluntary bill of indictment on October 22, 2026. Thacker Jr. is represented by Christina Galanos and Christina Saunders, while the prosecution is led by Inspector Dion Barr. Linton Ritchie Jr., Eyewitness News.
Well, the mother of Evelina Johnson, one of the 4 young women killed in the deadly Shirley Street crash, is speaking out for the first time since the incident. Our Rebecca Bain joining us live in studio with the details. Rebecca?
Janelle, on June 29, Evelina Johnson's family reported her missing after she never returned home following a party she attended with her cousins on Saturday night. Her mother, Diana Reich, says her daughter had just moved to Nassau and received a call early Sunday morning informing her that her daughter had been involved in a car crash. However, it wasn't until Tuesday that the family was allowed to identify her body. Reich says police first instructed her to file a missing person report, leaving the family searching for answers for days.
They went to the morgue. I get that they have rules and, standards and procedures that the hospital have to follow, but somebody was at the hospital from Sunday. I spoke to the nurses at the hospital. Can you please tell me, begging them, if thy daughter is there, just tell me, I get that there's privacy for other persons, other persons in it. You can't give any names, verify if you don't have a name there. But, sitting here, not being able to get there to do anything, come on, she passed away from Sunday, come on, today's Tuesday, yeah, you guys identified all of the bodies upstairs and the ones that passed away as persons not having her name, but you guys know that you have a team though that you brought in that's sitting in the morgue.
The order of events, Reich says, has left the family devastated, struggling to come to grips with the fact that Johnson, affectionately called Lily, had her life cut short, particularly ahead of what was shaping up to be a bright future.
Once you got to know her, you couldn't help but love her. She was starting to work and starting to kind of build herself up, go to college, find a job and she literally had just found a job days before, literally had just applied to colleges days before traveling.
Adding to her pain, Reich says the video that has been circulating of the now in custody driver showed what she believed was a lack of remorse for the families left to grieve. She says she feels that by then he should have understood that his actions had taken several lives.
I could understand. All I want to understand that they're young, they're, doing dumb stuff, but at the same time, it does not feel or look good. It looks like, you took somebody's life and multiple people's lives at that, and you get to walk away, with a little scratch, sitting down and you're able to celebrate, and that's fine, but other people are grieving, show some remorse.
Now, Janelle, the 19-year-old driver, appeared in court today to face charges for the death of 5 individuals, including Johnson. And her mother says she fully supports the charges and hopes that justice will be served. Back to you, Janelle.
Thanks, Rebecca. That was our Rebecca Bain live in studio for us. Well, the tragedy may be over, but for the survivors of Sunday's deadly Shirley Street crash, the hardest journey may still lie ahead as they battle severe injuries and an uncertain recovery. Their families are now seeking financial support to help cover the growing cost of medical care. Our Linton Ritchie Jr. has the details in this report.
Priority now surrounds the journey to recovery for 21-year-old Sean Thurston Jr., one of only 3 survivors of the deadly Shirley Street crash that claimed the lives of 14 girls and 1 teen boy. Thurston Jr., described by his stepmother, Floydenia Thurston, as a passionate young man with a bright future, is now bedridden at the Princess Margaret Hospital with a broken thigh bone and foot.
He's unable to walk or do the simplest things for himself. He's in pain, and it's heartbreaking to watch him go through something like this.
She says medical expenses, surgery, travel, hospitalization, and rehabilitation is expected to run the family into at least $20,000.
The doctors explained that he has extensive orthopedic injuries that will require specialized surgery and a long period of physical therapy. They told us that it isn't something that will heal quickly. It's going to take time, patience, and a lot of therapy for him to regain his strength and mobility.
But the search for financial aid, she says, is nothing compared to watching her son suffer physically and emotionally following the dreadful incident.
Sean has been incredibly strong through it all. Some days are harder than others, but he's fighting.
But Thurston hopes that the assistance can at least help to take care of the costs while the family prays for his mental well-being. Also launching a GoFundMe is the family of Bianca Mathurin, the only female to survive the crash. Her family writing to Eyewitness News that all donations can be dropped off at the Ranfilly Children's Home. Both Mathurin and Thurston Jr. thanking the public for their generosity following that unfortunate life-changing incident. Linton Ritchie Jr., Eyewitness News.
Well, the Christian Council is also collecting donations to assist families impacted by the tragic car crash and their roads to recovery. A statement released on Saturday outlined that churches were asked to request $7 from their members, $1 each for the memory of the lives lost and the other $2 for the only 2 survivors. The total proceeds expected to be shared between all parties. The funds are asked to be deposited into the Christian Council's bank account at Royal Bank of Canada, branch number 05625, account number 1095116. And meantime, the Cat Island community has already begun coming together with resources to prepare for the burials of 2 of those car crash victims. Cat Island resident Yontele Bo Kirkendall, in a Facebook Live, gave residents a glimpse of preparations for the burial site. At the site, Diamond Stubbs and Stania Webb are expected to be laid to rest.
That's Mr. Webb right there. We have Officer Noel Souls are here as well. Yeah, so we just wanted everybody to see and continue to pray for the strength for our family members, even for the ones who are still in hospital. Everyone. This is, oh look, the whole community of Cat Island has been affected.
In other news, for many residents, the lengthy weekend blackout was more than just 10 hours without electricity in scorching heat, but mounting frustration for thousands across the capital. Our Laurencia Smith has more.
A clarion call for greater accountability in the aftermath of an apparent island-wide blackout, which left many residents enduring unbearable conditions for more than 10 hours in some cases, now leaving many to believe it just might be time to force the sole electricity supplier in the country to improve its services.
Petition need to happen, to improve the service overall, give us options.
Something to put the pressure on, because we can't keep just relying and they just keep falling.
And they need competition, because one power company, it ain't working, We need competition in everything.
The outage is not only disrupting homes and businesses, but services over at the Princess Margaret Hospital, according to one resident.
Even going right up to the government hospital, current off, it was ridiculous. And as a result, we were stopped, couldn't get in because, things ain't functioning properly. So, now it's very frustrating. You have people telling you there's nothing you could do. That's crazy.
Throughout the day, BPL issued several updates via its WhatsApp channel as crews worked to restore power following the disruption triggered by a lightning strike at the Blue Hills Power Station. While the company apologized for the inconvenience caused, some residents say repeated explanations are just not enough.
And as the rolling blackout continues, the Shadow Minister for Energy, Utilities and Aviation, Dr. Andre Rollins, is demanding answers from the Minister, Jobeth Colby Davis, on the real state of what's taking place at BPL.
This administration needs to be open and honest about the generation, transmission, and distribution problems causing the blackouts, sometimes lasting hours upon hours. What is the minister's excuse for these blackouts this time? Power losses at Princess Margaret Hospital have resulted in the inability to provide dialysis to patients. Businesses without generators cannot transact.
Energy Minister Jobeth Colby Davis has described the current electricity challenges as a part of the necessary growing pains linked to the major grid upgrades. Laurencia Smith, Eyewitness News.
Meantime, Bahamas Power and Light Chief Executive Officer Tony Pratt issuing an apology to hundreds of frustrated consumers who suffered from the extended power outage over the weekend. Pratt attempted to ease consumers' minds by outlining the cause of power issues and the company's plan to do damage control. According to Pratt, things went downhill after an explosion around 10 a.m. Sunday at the Blue Hills Power Plant, the primary substation.
When the explosion occurred, it caused damage to the bus bar, which is where the energy is stored before it's exported. We were not able to send any power from the Blue Hills Power Station at that time until that portion of the bus bar could be isolated the switchgear isolated, and of course, we expect our teams to work as quickly as they can to restore supply, but we also have to ensure their safety.
According to Pratt, a fault of this magnitude takes an exceptionally long time to restore. The CEO said, hence extended hours without electricity for many residents on Sunday. She urged those with persisting power outages to call the BPL hotline at 225-5275.
We know it's uncomfortable. We know it's disruptive. We know everyone had plans for their Sunday, and so we empathize with you. We understand the challenges, but we remain committed to providing the best service that we possibly can to our customers who may still be experiencing outages in your areas. Please give us a call at 225-5275 to report the outage. These outages are unrelated to the extended outage yesterday, and it may just be that your area needs some additional repairs. And we'll be happy to come out and do an inspection and get you back online as quickly and safely as possible.
Well, Eyewitness News turned to social media, posing the question, how concerned are you about the reliability of electricity in the Bahamas? 95% of participants voted very concerned. Major improvements are needed. 2% voted somewhat concerned, but outages happen. 3% voted not very concerned, the system is improving, and 0% voted not sure. Be sure to continue to vote on our Eyewitness News polls posted daily. Bahamas Power and Light failed to recover about $37.6 million in fuel cost during its 2022 to 2024 fuel glide path, according to a review by the Utilities Regulation and Competition Authority, better known as IRCA. The regulator found that BPL's fuel charges did not match the actual cost of fuel throughout the review period, leaving a significant under-recovered balance by March 2024. However, IRCA says BPL's fuel hedging program was successful in helping to shield customers from sharp global fuel price increases in 2022. The findings will help guide BPL's first full tariff review under the Electricity Act 2024, with new electricity rates expected in 2027. You can read more about this story at our website, ewnews.com. Well, reality has set in for residents of the Montgomery Shantytown community as the government officially moved forward with a demolition exercise on Monday. Rebecca Bain has more.
I feel bad. My heart can't take it.
I don't feel good. You understand? I don't feel good.
I don't know where to go.
Just over 200 residents, including 8 Bahamians, residing in the Montgomery Shantytown, now forced to find new living accommodations after their homes were demolished in an exercise. Along with individuals holding work permits and permanent residency status, authorities also say one person was apprehended for possession of dangerous drugs. Government representatives say they were warned about the exercise for months, but never took the notices seriously. According to Senior Superintendent of Police and Unregulated Communities Action Task Force Chairman Stephen Carey.
They would laugh and they say nothing is going to happen. After last night, we were in the area informing them of the demolition that will happen today.
But some argued that there was still not enough time to secure alternative housing, referencing the lack of affordable homes.
Try to find a house, can't find it. Plenty of people that can't find a house, can't know where you all go. Too expensive. All the boat I looking for, can't find no money pay it.
I have 10 years now, so my baby daddy, they kill him, and then I don't know where to go. Nobody know. I have money, I can't find place to rent.
Compounded with a language barrier.
Because they can't speak English and they can't read ads and stuff. Yeah.
So in Kamarki Wood, Copen Wood, I'm looking for that.
There's no apartments.
No apartments. So I can't do nothing.
Carey says he hopes that this exercise will serve as a notice to whether irregular communities that have been served notices, as government is set to continue with demolitions in the coming weeks. Rebecca Bain, Eyewitness News.
In other news, a 63-year-old American man has apparently drowned at a business establishment on Sunday evening in Abaco. Police were alerted shortly after 7 and found the man lying on the pool deck unresponsive. 2 women were said to have attempted CPR. Reports say the man's fiancée reportedly called out to him but got no response. She then entered the pool and, with help from others, pulled him from the water. An autopsy will be conducted to determine the exact cause of death as investigations into this matter continue. And a 20-year-old man accused of sexually assaulting a teenage boy has been granted $9,000 bail despite objections from prosecutors. Lavardo Newton is accused of restraining and sexually assaulting a 14-year-old boy from his neighborhood in October 2025. He was denied the allegation and remains presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty. Newton was formally charged on December 1st, 2025. During the bail hearing, his attorney, Crystal Stewart, argued that he has no prior convictions or pending matters and that the prosecution presented no evidence suggesting he would flee, commit further offenses, interfere with the witness, or obstruct the course of justice. Prosecutors opposed bail, citing concerns that Newton lives in the same community as the alleged victim and arguing there was a risk to the complainant's safety, potential witness interference, and the possibility he would fail to appear for trial. However, Justice Darren Ellis ruled there was no evidence that Newton would abscond, commit further offenses, or had attempted to contact the complainant and granted him bail. As part of his release, Newton must not come within 100 feet of the alleged victim. He is also required to wear an electronic monitoring device, report to a police station 3 times a week, surrender all travel documents, obtain court approval before leaving the country, and have no direct or indirect contact with the alleged victim. Well, the Bahamas is taking part in high-level global talks on artificial intelligence governance in Geneva, Switzerland. Minister of Innovation and National Development, Sebastien Bastien, is leading the country's delegation to the first United Nations-mandated global dialogue on AI governance. The meetings bring together governments, the private sector, civil society, and technical experts to discuss safe, trustworthy, and responsible use of artificial intelligence. Bastien says small states cannot afford to be spectators while global AI rules are being written. He says the Bahamas is building its national AI governance framework in step with emerging international standards. While in Geneva, Bastien also signed the host country agreement for the 2026 World Telecommunication and ICT Policy Forum, which will be held in Nassau this September. Now, that event will be the first global digital policy forum of its kind to be hosted in the Caribbean. Well, we've added another access point to make sure that you're up to date with news. Don't forget to follow the Eyewitness News WhatsApp channel by scanning the QR code on your screen or visiting our social media pages for a direct link. And while you're there, don't forget to follow Eyewitness News on Instagram and Facebook. And if you've got a news tip or if you see news in the making, call the Eye on News hotline at 397-6397. We also invite you to send your letters to the editor for publication on all of our social media platforms at eyewitnessnewsbahamas@gmail.com. And if you're watching on our Facebook or YouTube page, share your thoughts about today's stories in the comments section. We want to hear from you. We are just getting started in Eyewitness News, but when we come back, Prime Minister Philip Davis joins CARICOM leaders in St. Lucia for the Heads of Government meeting. We've got that story coming up. And later, Fort Charlotte residents saved big this weekend at the family pop-up market. We've got more on that right after this break.
Vibes is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the vibes back. At BTC, we understand your vibes because we live it. That's why we are dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You are at the heart of everything we do. Our commitment is to keep your vibes flowing, no matter what.
Come, let's celebrate the Bahamas independence. Stop by Janae's Uniform Center and get 30% off selected Independence Polo items. Get an additional 10% volume discount for 30 or more pieces. Net items excluded. The net items, Janae's unique limited edition Independence tees. Don't forget the black, gold, and aquamarine ribbons in various sizes to decorate the home or office. Visit Janae's Chesapeake Road or text the Janae's digital team at 817-3295 or email sales@janae's.com or www.janae's.com. Happy Independence, Bahamas from Janae's.
Please be advised that all contracts currently in effect with the Bahamas Public Parks and Public Beaches Authority will officially conclude on June 30th, 2026. All contract holders, however, are required to continue cleaning through the normal inspection periods for the month of June 2026 to ensure that standards of upkeep and maintenance are maintained until the official contract end date. We ask that you take note of this timeline and ensure that any necessary transitional measures are in place prior to the conclusion of these agreements. Your cooperation in facilitating a smooth conclusion of these contracts is appreciated.
As a healthcare professional, you dedicate your life to caring for others. But even with the best care, legal challenges can arise. Protect your practice and your peace of mind with medical malpractice insurance from Star General. At Star General, we've partnered with Lloyd's of London to bring you comprehensive professional liability insurance designed specifically for those consulting or practicing privately. Visit our website today so you can focus on what you do best, caring for your patients while we take care of the rest. Star General, insurance made simple.
Long summer, hot sun, people coming over, and nobody feeling like cooking. This summer, wait for the sign. Presenting KFC Summer Bucket, the official meal of the summer.
KFC, it's finger-licking good.
This segment of Eyewitness News is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
Welcome back. Here's a look at your Eyewitness News gas tracker. Esso gas station, the highest this week at $7.07 per gallon. Rubis gas station, the lowest at $6.87 per gallon. Shell gas station, right in the middle at $7.03. This is Eyewitness News, and welcome back. Caribbean community leaders are gathered in St. Lucia for the 51st regular meeting of the CARICOM Heads of Government, which runs through July 8th. Prime Minister Philip Davis is leading the Bahamian delegation, joined by Minister of Foreign Affairs Fred Mitchell and other government officials, held under the theme From Resilience to Renewal in a Changing World. The summit opened Sunday with incoming CARICOM Chairman and St. Lucian Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre calling on regional leaders to place greater focus on delivering real meaningful improvements in the lives of their people.
Every citizen must be able to see themselves reflected in the work of CARICOM. The strength of this community will depend on whether we can continue to build trust among ourselves and act with a purpose in the interests of the Caribbean people. In recent times, differences have emerged among and within some of our states on matters of regional and foreign policy. This is not unusual in any democratic space, and it does not weaken us. If we remain anchored in principle, mutual respect, and constructive dialogue, what must guide us always is the interest of our people.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Pierre, who took chairmanship chair on July 1st, emphasized that a stronger, more united CARICOM is essential, calling regional unity the foundation on which everything else rests.
Are greater than our differences, which we should seek to leverage. The world has often benefited from Caribbean disunity. Larger powers and larger markets can more easily engage a divided Caribbean than a united one. But when the Caribbean speaks with one voice, when we act together, when we negotiate as a bloc, our collective influence is far greater. Our diversity is not weakness. Our shared history, cultures, and economies are part of the richness of this community.
Well, Fort Charlotte residents saved big on essential grocery items this past weekend, with some sporting savings of up to 50%. Daniel Dean has more.
My bill, it came up to $125, and I felt like I got good much stuff. So it was really a good price, and it was good.
Fort Charlotte residents saving dozens of dollars after the debut of the area's dedicated pop-up family market. The initiative, the brainchild of Fort Charlotte Member of Parliament Bastian, who says his aim was to bring families relief amid continued complaints about the high cost of living.
One of the main contributors to cost of living is food. So, we partnered with local grocers, local distributors, as well as some international distributors to really get wholesale prices, bring them in, and just get our volunteers together.
Many residents walked away with baskets full of groceries and what they say was a relief to their pockets.
Snacks for her. We got diapers, household items, detergents, Ajax, all those stuff. That would have been at least 200 or more.
For the community and the constituency, it's a good help, We need the help. It's been a long time.
Prime Minister Philip Davis also made his round at the pop-up as residents capitalized on savings. Partner and chairman of the Bahamas Trade Commission, Barry Griffin, said planning the project took weeks, and though there are tweaks to be made, he believes the debut went well. Now he and Bastian plan to expand the reach of the initiative by eventually making the process digital and hopefully helping introduce something similar in other constituencies.
As you can see, we did focus for this pilot on non-perishable food items. Perishable food items, it's a whole other system in terms of dealing with things that need cold storage and that are perishables.
I'm already in conversation with some of my colleagues from different constituencies, so we're looking at ways to how we can expand this across so we can bring relief to many more constituencies.
Residents say they look forward to continued savings through the initiative that is expected to take place once a month indefinitely. Danielle Dean, Eyewitness News.
Well, since its early May launch, Bahamas Trade Commission Chairman Barry Griffin says the PricePal app has been serving its intended purpose, giving Bahamians opportunities to save and to discover new retailers to patronize. Griffin says now the Commission looks forward to partnering with new Economic Affairs Minister Jerome Fitzgerald.
Behind the scenes, we're very excited to work with the new Minister of Economic Affairs, Mr. Jerome Fitzgerald, and so we have meetings in the coming weeks with him and all of the Economic Affairs team to chart the way forward for PricePal. The work with PricePal continues. The developers are continuing to tweak as we get suggestions and feedback from consumers, and it's very interesting. As I even go around Nassau, kind of personally, people stop me. They ask me the same thing. Hey, how is PricePal going? Or they update me and say, hey, I've been using it and I've been able to find new places to shop. You'll see more initiatives from the Trade Commission and from the government at large aimed at cost of living coming to fruition over the next few months.
Well, a cry for help tonight by a 46-year-old mother who lost her ability to walk and have a normal life after a major weight gain. Daniel Dean has more.
A mother of two is making a desperate plea tonight as she tries to come out of what she described as one of the darkest periods of her life. Philippa Armbrister has been bedbound for years now since giving birth to her second of two daughters, after which she said she suffered severe swelling and weight gain, and then a depression that led to her gaining even more poundage over the years. Now Armbrister is looking for a way out and believes her only hope is asking the public to step in.
I need a personal trainer who can come in maybe 3 times a week to work along with me, and maybe someone who does therapy. Because without therapy, I don't think I'll be able to walk along by myself anymore. I want better. And society, I want to come out of this bed and get back out into the world to face the real world. I'm tired of being inside every day.
She admits sometimes she feels like giving up, but then remembers her 2 little girls whose lives she hasn't been active in for some time now. She's after change that will bring about a better life for herself and her children, who she regrets don't live with her due to her inability to move around or provide.
Someone up there, someone taking care of them for me. And they would like to be with me again. Every day they be like, Mommy, we miss you. Mommy, we want to come back home to you. But I told them, as soon as I get do better, health-wise, I love them back. I tell them when they come back, Mommy will be able to carry them wherever they want to go.
The bedbound mother, who worked in the steel industry, says she's been out of work for nearly 10 years and needs that to change if she's going to live a better quality of life. A life doctors say will only come once she drops some of her almost 600 pounds. Armbrister's sister, Natasha Sweeting, recalled it's been years since she spent time with her sister away from her apartment.
I tried different diets. Nothing seems to help me. Now I'm back, trying one more time. And hoping to get better help this time.
I would do anything. That's why I'm here. I would do anything to see her just back out there. I want to carry her on the first ride, back through New Providence, because a lot of things has changed. I want to be the one to say, see, this building came up, that building came up. I'd want to be a part of that.
Now, Philippa and Natasha ask members of the public to help her reach her goal of a healthier and better life by calling 646-7478. Danielle Dean, Eyewitness News.
Well, still to come in Eyewitness News, we are still counting down to the 53rd Independence Day. But first, here's a check on tonight's weather forecast.
At BOB, we take pride in our business banking.
I've been banking with Bank of the Bahamas for about 10 years and recently have applied for a commercial loan with Bank of the Bahamas. We like the fact that it's a Bahamian company. They give you personalized service, they return your phone calls. It's just a pleasure to do business with them. They helped our company facilitate the loans we needed to grow our business. I can recommend Bank of the Bahamas to other businesses simply because the service is outstanding.
It's Independence time again, and Grand Bahama Tiles is celebrating big savings with their 20% off store-wide sale. With new styles arriving, they have just what you need for your kitchen, living room, and patio. And the first 10 customers get an additional $50 off their tile purchase. Come on in July 8th and July 9th and enjoy big Independence Day savings. Call them at 352-7920.
From the Pine Barrens to the ocean, in the sun and in the dust, we are building for tomorrow, and the future flows through us. Yes, the future flows through us.
The Water and Sewage Corporation, celebrating 50 years of nation building.
This is the ride on the weekend with my grandma to this place, Burger King Nassau, where Grandma enjoyed her favorite flame grilled Whopper with fresh veggies, flame grilled beef just the way she likes it. And then I enjoyed my cheeseburger kids meal with a special treat.
And now, all grown up, I get to enjoy Burger King with these people, my friends, enjoying the same classic flame grilled Whopper. Let's just say, we know flame grilled tastes better.
Comfort Suites Paradise Island is the best kept secret in the Bahamas. Located directly next door to the Atlantis Resort, you'll receive all the privileges of an Atlantis guest with all the benefits of a Comfort Suite stay. Enjoy everything Atlantis has to offer, including Aquaventure Water Park, plus all the amenities of Comfort Suites. Free Wi-Fi, free breakfast daily, and kids stay, play, and eat free. Visit ComfortSuitesPI.com.
You're watching Eyewitness News.
Over 30 students became the first graduates of the Creative and Performing Arts School of the Bahamas, otherwise known as CAPAS. The graduation ceremony marking the end of the first year of the historic institution, with 17 students receiving diplomas and 14 certificates. CAPAS chairman Ian Poitier says the students are now getting set to move toward the next chapter in their art education.
So they start their BA Honours course next September. We have the second cohort coming in. I think we've got 35 students already. We're running some more auditions, and they're focused, really, really focused, and they kind of know what they're getting into. These guys didn't know what they're getting into, and really excited to start working with them. We're introducing new courses. We have a new filmmaking course. We have some voice courses coming on. We'll be having our building ready. So there's a lot of development, but we've learned a lot out of this last year. We've had challenges and made mistakes, and there's been a lot of good, but you kind of have to fix things as well.
Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Education, Science and Technology, Chester Cooper, also on hand for the ceremony, revealing that he hopes Kappas can become a talent springboard for international success.
This is going to be the beginning of something magnificent. We have a lot of untapped talent in our country. All across our country, we've been playing in skits and singing at concerts and church all across the country, having not been given an opportunity really to explore those God-given talents and to refine them. This is an opportunity today, the beginning of a great opportunity really to focus on the talents that we have naturally. I expect that Kappas is going to continue to help to build that ecosystem of talents, whether it's singing or dancing or production, and will really open new vistas for the Bahamas in filmmaking, in Broadway, and really production all across the Bahamas. And we will certainly be taking much of our talent to the world as a result of Kappas.
Well, the countdown to the Bahamas' 53rd independence continues tonight, and a very special thank you again is extended to Fancy's Boutique, who is sponsoring all of this week's independence wear. The spotlight tonight is on a Bahamian cultural phenomenon that has seemed to diminish with each generation, and that's boat building. But there's one man who's committed to keeping it alive.
And this year, this is a kamalami boat. I carved this from a kamalami tree. This year I carved this, and you see how I shaped it and did all the sail and all the rigging and all of that. And this year, this is a conch shell. They often use these for wedding, for centerpieces.
From big boats to little boats, Randy Lundy is committed to keeping the trade alive, a talent that's been passed on to him from generations.
It's a hobby and a passion. Yeah, it's a hobby and a passion. It's also a gift because my grandfather used to build boats. Bernard Longley, my great-grandfather used to build boat, Jack Longley. It goes all the way back to James Carr used to build boats. So you're looking at about 6 generations of building boats.
The range of creations Lundy has mastered takes him anywhere between 6 months to 2 years to complete, depending on the request. And for some, it's a pretty lengthy wait time. But for him, can you really put a time on cultural appreciation?
I see we have a lot of regattas and we go there and have fun, but my thing is to try to keep a lot of what we do authentically Bahamian. And when I go like in the straw markets, I go in stores, I don't really see things like this. A lot of things are imported, from Cuba and other places. So my goal is to also help to secure the Bahamian culture. And so that is why I got into this.
But he hopes that it's an ideal that even the government adopts, using these specialty gifts for international dignitary visits, ensuring that a piece of the Bahamas truly makes it around the globe.
Have here, this is made from the coconut husk. I took this coconut here and chopped it, right, and I carved it into that little boat. And I have here, we have a mast, we have a sail, and the sail is made from the androsia. And it's all in this wooden box with a plexiglass. It's on this rotating base. And you see the conch shell is sitting in the sand here.
To come in Eyewitness News, our Laurentia Smith is right up with the latest sports updates. Laurentia?
Good evening, Janelle. Well, some news coming in from basketball and aquatics. I'll tell you more about it straight ahead in sports.
Independence Day is right around the corner, and so are the savings at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Libby Spaghetti and Meatballs, 15 ounces, $1.69. Mahatma Jasmine Rice, 2 pounds, $2.99. Whole chickens, $1.89 per pound. Sweet nectarines or peaches, $2.19 per pound. Sweet strawberries, 1 pound, $5.99. Shop with confidence knowing you're saving when you're shopping the specials at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
It's Independence time again, and Grand Bahama Tiles is celebrating big savings with their 20% off store-wide sale. With new styles arriving, they have just what you need for your kitchen, living room, and patio. And the first 10 customers get an additional $50 off their tile purchase. Come on in July 8th and July 9th and enjoy big Independence Day savings. Call them at 352-7920.
Marco's Pizza, Marco's Pizza, something never tasted so good.
Marco's Summer Party is bringing the fun. Choose 2 large one-topping pizzas with a 2-liter soda for just $34.95. Or grab a big square deal, 1 medium, 1-topping pizzas with boneless wings for just $39.95. Enter to win weekly Baja Bay water passes and your very own Marco's Summer Party pack all summer long. Marco's Pizza, summer never tasted so good.
Come, let's celebrate the Bahamas' independence. Stop by Janae's Uniform Center and get 30% off selected Independence Polo items. Get an additional 10% volume discount for 30 or more pieces. Net items excluded. The net items, Janae's unique limited edition Independence tees. Don't forget the black, gold, and aquamarine ribbons in various sizes to decorate the home or office. Visit Janae's Chesapeake Road or text the Janae's digital team at 817-3295 or email sales@janae's.com or www.janae's.com. Happy Independence, Bahamas from Janae's.
Tasha, what you saying? Girl, right here, rushing to cash, J.S. Johnson. I gotta renew my insurance. Oh, I with JSJ too, but I don't wait in line. I just pay online. Stop it. How you do that? Just email info@jsjohnson.com and say, sign me up for the online service center. They'll reach out and hook you up. You ain't never have to stand in line again. Amen to that. Save time. Pay online. Sign up for J.S. Johnson's online service center today.
Insurance, peace of mind.
Eyewitness Sports is brought to you by 103.5 The Beat.
Welcome to another edition of Eyewitness Sports. I'm Laurencia Smith. Thanks for joining us. At this hour, Team Bahamas is now facing off against Puerto Rico over at the Kendall G. Eliza Gymnasium in the final window of the first round of the 2027 FIBA World Cup Americas qualifiers. It's a win or go home scenario for the Bahamas to keep their Cup qualifying hopes alive. They must defeat Puerto Rico by at least 6 points to advance to the next round. With a packed home crowd firmly behind them, the stage is set for what could be the biggest game of the qualifying campaign. There's no room for error. Now, some would say on Friday night, Team Bahamas played a near-perfect game, cruising past Jamaica 123-74, with the Bahamian faithful proving they were the team six-man, cheering them on. Now, 5 players scored in double figures, led by VJ Edgecombe, who finished with 26 points and 8 rebounds. Dominic Bridgewater added 23 points, while Franco Miller Jr., Buddy Hield, and Kai Jones chipped in with 18, 16, and 12 points, respectively. After the win, Edgecombe says the focus remained the same: stay locked in and execute the game plan and play together.
Coaches had for us, the schemes and everything like that, so I feel like we was connected all around. Our defense lead our offense. We get a lot of transition buckets, get the crowd involved, and then we just feed off of that. And have fun, great team, great coaches. We're just trying to put on for our country.
Team Bahamas is currently sitting in second in Group B action with a 2-3 win-loss record, trailing behind Canada. Veteran guard Buddy Hield continues to play a key role, proving essential scoring, leadership, and valuable NBA experience for the national team.
Made them mark around the world, but we just need to have the fans, we can ride the fans back. We love the energy. We need 5 times that come Monday, and hopefully we can pull out a good win. We have the fix, but we always take a win. Very impressed with the young guys.
And as for what it will take tonight, opinions vary. Some say the team needs a near-perfect effort on both ends of the floor, while others are pointing to key players to keep the World Cup dream alive. So definitely stay tuned to Eyewitness Sports for more highlights from tonight's matchup. From the hardwood to the pool, Olympian Lamar Taylor is set for another big international test at the 2026 Commonwealth Games over in Glasgow, Scotland from July 23rd to August 2nd. Speaking with Eyewitness Sports during a recent sideline interview at the Bahamas Aquatic Federation Swim Nationals over at the Betty Kelly Kenny Aquatic Center, Taylor says his focus is clear, and that's to get out the heats and put himself in contention against the world's best.
I think I'm seeded to make it out of heats and make the semifinals, and out the semifinals, swim my best and swim control, swim focus, and try and get to the finals. And if I'm in finals, I have a lane, I have a chance to medal. So just go out there and try my best and try to bring back a medal for the Bahamas.
The national record holder already has proven he belongs on the big stage. After swimming his way to the finals of the 50-meter freestyles at the 2022 Commonwealth Games in Great Britain, Taylor shares what he has to work on heading into this year's games.
A lot of detail and a lot of film study, seeing what else I need to change, what else I need to do, trying to work on those small little details, something I may have noticed whilst I was here, or maybe when I was at Indy last week, but just work on those small things and just see if there's anything else I need to change.
Now, the Bahamas Olympic Committee has yet to confirm the official team for the games set later this month. Well, that's a quick look at sports at this hour. I'm Laurencia Smith. Stay tuned for more news on the other side of the break.
Education Minister Glenys Hannah Martin and various ministry officials were warmly welcomed in song by the staff and students of Summit Academy. Minister Hannah Martin brought remarks highlighting the work the school has done in education, also admiring the Bahamian educators of the institution.
And we appreciate what role this school is playing in education in the Bahamas. And secondly, to salute the Bahamian educators that we just heard about. To encourage you to keep going and keep producing the top students in the nation.
Founder and principal Jillian Wilson shared more insights on the school's beliefs.
We believe, students please stand, that Bahamian children deserve rigorous, forward-thinking instruction. And we believe opportunity should be accessible to as many families as possible because potential lies everywhere.
The program had various performances, including a rendition of Rise Up and a dance duet. I'm Clyden Wilson, and this is Ed Talk.
It's Independence time again, and Grand Bahama Tiles is celebrating big savings with their 20% off store-wide sale. With new styles arriving, they have just what you need for your kitchen, living room, and patio. And the first 10 customers get an additional $50 off their tile purchase. Come on in July 8th and July 9th and enjoy big Independence Day savings. Call them at 352-7920.
You're watching Eyewitness News.
This week, Wednesday on July 9th, join Verizon Media Group along with the Eyewitness News team, 103.5 The Beat, Eye on the Nation, and Beyond the Headlines at our blood drive being held right here at ILTV Studios from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. as we do our part to help assist in tackling the shortage of blood at the country's blood bank. We hope to see you all join us right here on Thursday, right before Independence Day for the community event. And coming up in Beyond the Headlines with Shanique Miller, a full dissection of today's top stories. You don't want to miss that. Coming up in Beyond the Headlines that starts right after this. And that does it for us in this edition of Eyewitness News. It's certainly been a pleasure having you in our company tonight. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Janelle Longley saying goodnight.
Here, Island Luck Sportsbooks at one of their very own customers, all the way to San Antonio, to watch Game 5 of the NBA Finals. The Knicks closed it out right then and there. No Game 6, no Game 7. Our customer was sitting in that arena the night the championship was decided. That's the kind of luck we talking about at Island Luck Sportsbook. Winners live here. Must be 18 and over. Island Luck reminds you that it's only a game, so please game responsibly.
Welcome to Paradise Premium Foods, where exceptional taste meets everyday convenience. Right in the heart of Hurricane Hole Plaza, whether you're planning a beachside brunch, an intimate dinner, or simply restocking your favorites, we offer only the finest selection of local and imported goods, handpicked for quality, freshness, and flavor. At Paradise Premium Foods, shopping is effortless, service is personal, and every visit feels like a treat. From gourmet meals to go, to organic essentials and indulgent treats, this is your neighborhood market elevated. Live well, eat better. Discover Paradise Premium Foods, now open at Hurricane Hole Plaza, Paradise Island. Paradise Premium Foods, taste the difference.
Wealth should not only belong to a select few. At Investar, we believe the door should be open to everyone. We provide options for planning a better future. Our investment funds are designed to assist you in reaching your long-term financial goals. Let us show you how. Everybody get
This year, Island Luck Sportsbooks at one of their very own customers, all the way to San Antonio, to watch Game 5 of the NBA Finals. The Knicks closed it out right then and there. No Game 6, no Game 7. Our customer was sitting in that arena the night the championship was decided. That's the kind of luck we talking about at Island Luck Sportsbook. Winners live here. Must be 18 and over. Island Luck reminds you that it's only a game, so please game responsibly.
Welcome to Paradise Premium Foods, where exceptional taste meets everyday convenience. Right in the heart of Hurricane Hole Plaza, whether you're planning a beachside brunch, an intimate dinner, or simply restocking your favorites, we offer only the finest selection of local and imported goods, handpicked for quality, freshness, and flavor. At Paradise Premium Foods, shopping is effortless, service is personal, and every visit feels like a treat. From gourmet meals to go to organic essentials and indulgent treats, this is your neighborhood market elevated. Live well, eat better. Discover Paradise Premium Foods, now open at Hurricane Hole Plaza, Paradise Island. Paradise Premium Foods. Taste the difference.
Wealth should not only belong to a select few. At Investar, we believe the door should be open to everyone. We provide options for planning a better future. Our investment funds are designed to assist you in reaching your long-term financial goals. Let us show you how.
This year, Island Luck Sportsbook sent one of their very own customers all the way to San Antonio to watch Game 5 of the NBA Finals. The Knicks closed it out right then and there. No Game 6, no Game 7. Our customer was sitting in that arena the night the championship was decided. That's the kind of luck we talking about at Island Luck Sportsbook. Winners live here. Must be 18 and over. Island Luck reminds you that it's only a game, so please game responsibly.
The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by the hosts, guests, callers, and advisors on Beyond the Headlines are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2026. All rights reserved.
Coming up tonight, the 19-year-old driver in that deadly car crash last Sunday morning charged with 5 counts of vehicular manslaughter today. We talk about it tonight. The blackout heard around the Capitol. How did you spend your day yesterday? That. Also tonight, Tampa General Hospital is here, and later, the Grand Bahama Development Company joins me. This is Beyond the Headlines. Good evening. I'm Shanique Miller. It's great to have you along this evening. What began as a night out with friends has now become one of the country's most devastating road tragedies. We hear today the story continued, this time in a courtroom before a judge where the teen driver was charged. We get the story from Linton Ritchie Jr.
19-year-old Marcus Thacker Jr. appeared before Acting Chief Magistrate Ancilia Evans, charged with 5 counts of vehicular manslaughter in connection with the June 28 crash that claimed the lives of teenagers Patricia Brown, Diamond Stubbs, Denia Webb, Evelina Johnson, and days later, Keno Gordon. Appearing in courtroom number 9 with his arm in a sling and his wrist in a cast, Thacker Jr. stood as the charges were read. Because vehicular manslaughter is an indictable offense, he was not required to enter a plea. The matter will instead be heard before the Supreme Court. Prosecutors allege Thacker was driving the gray Mazda Demio that crashed into a tree, killing 5 of its occupants. The 19-year-old was granted $30,000 bail with 1 to 3 shorters. As part of his bail conditions, he must wear an electronic monitoring device, surrender his passport, report to the Carmichael Road Police Station every Monday before 9 p.m., and observe a nightly curfew from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Following the arraignment, emotions filled the courtroom after Magistrate Evans allowed Thacker Jr. a brief moment with his family, his mother hugging him tightly as she broke down in tears. Under Bahamian law, vehicular manslaughter by dangerous driving carries a maximum penalty of 10 years imprisonment upon conviction. The case will proceed by way of a voluntary bill of indictment on October 22, 2026. Thacker Jr. is represented by Christina Galanos and Christina Saunders, while the prosecution is led by Inspector Dion Barr. Linton Ritchie Jr., Eyewitness News.
Well, we're going to jump in right there this evening. Stunning what took place. Many people, of course, expected this to happen. They also expected others to be charged, especially as it was revealed. And again, the court matter obviously is just beginning, so we will hear more information once that proceeds. But to hear that the driver may not have rented the vehicle himself, just a whole lot involving this matter. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines. Beyond the Headlines contributors Leslie Miller and Glenroy Pratt. Gentlemen, good evening to you.
Good evening, colleagues. Good evening, Bahamas.
Good evening.
Your thoughts, gentlemen, on those charges and the fact that this happened rather quickly. The 19-year-old is out on bail tonight, but your thoughts on the charges and his court appearance?
You know, unfortunately, the whole scenario is terrible for everyone involved. The families and everybody has to go through this tragic experience along with the wider public at large. The challenge is that this is going to be something that's going to live with us for a long period of time. And it's unfortunate that this young man finds himself in such a predicament. And it's just so much to say, you know, and everybody has a part to play in terms of being responsible when it comes to jumping in a vehicle with individuals and stuff who's driving, who may be impaired, who may not have the necessary requirements that they are supposed to have. And I mean, just so many things that just went wrong, and it's just an unfortunate situation.
You know, our heart goes out to those 5 young people, especially the 4 young ladies who want to be to college. But here they are, with funeral arrangements being made. I think what happened today was appropriate. The police did the right thing in bringing him before the courts. You know, you don't do what was done in the hospital in that bed, him and his friends, and they put up the finger, telling the whole country to go to hell and walk away with it. I mean, I took grave offense to that. In fact, when I was at the hospital Wednesday, when I thought I went upstairs looking for him, but he wasn't there. You know, we have to be more responsible. That's 4 lives lost, and what hurt me more than anything else was the fact that the gentleman who daughter and him was going to school to visit the school this week, he came on the plane with the gentleman, and he gave him his sympathy because he thought his son was dead. When the guy got off the plane, he knew his son wasn't dead, and he never apologized to the man. He never even gave him sympathies. This is the driver's father. Yeah. You know, we got to come better as a people, man. Mm-hmm. You have to show some sympathy, you have to show some humanity. Mm-hmm. And whatever happens should happen to the greatest extent of the law. I don't care who it is.
We heard in that story it's 10 years for vehicular manslaughter. Do you think that's sufficient?
Well, that's
for each one.
Yeah, if it's for each one, then, you know, that's going to be a telling scenario. I mean, and, you know, I agree that one of the things that created this whole anger that we have now is the fact that his friends came into the hospital and had this display. You know, that's just the irresponsible nature of some of our young people. But the reality is that, you know, if it's only for the camera, this type of scenario transpires on a regular basis, and the only thing is it's just not caught on camera when such incidents transpire or happen. You know, the thing is that we just need to create a culture of responsibility and be able to respect each other.
You know what I mean? Ignorance really is the rule of the day among these people. Like, they can care less. They're influenced by the wrong things. They take everything for real on social media and therefore incorporated here in life in the Bahamas. And so certainly I imagine that played a role, like Leslie referred to it, exactly what the motions they made on that video that went viral, just distasteful.
But you know, like I always say, a man has to think wrong before he does wrong. It starts with the mind.
Oh, for sure.
Okay? There's no excuse for that. Maggie came back and asked for forgiveness.
Right.
But my daughter's dead. My cousin is dead. My sister's dead. I don't want to hear from you. You know, you already showed me what you think.
Yeah.
In retrospect, now you're saying you're sorry for what? And your father didn't even give any sympathies, man? Come on.
Yeah. Leslie and Glenroy, the mother of Eveline Johnson, one of the 4 teenage women killed in the deadly Shirley Street crash, is speaking out for the first time since the incident. Rebecca Bain has her story.
They went to the morgue. I get that they have rules and, standards and procedures that the hospital have to follow, but somebody was at the hospital from Sunday. I spoke to the nurses at the hospital. Can you please tell me, begging them, if thy daughter is there, just tell me, I get that there's privacy for other persons, other persons in it. You can't give any names, verify if you don't have a name there. But, sitting here, not being able to get there to do anything, come on, she passed away from Sunday, come on, today's Tuesday, yeah, you guys identified all of the bodies upstairs and the ones that passed away as persons not having her name, but you guys know that you have a team though that you brought in that's sitting in the morgue.
The order of events, Reich says, has left the family devastated, struggling to come to grips with the fact that Johnson, affectionately called Lily, had her life cut short, particularly ahead of what was shaping up to be a bright future.
Once you got to know her, you couldn't help but love her. She was starting to work and starting to kind of build herself up, go back, go to college, find a job, and she literally had just found a job days before, literally had just applied to colleges days before traveling.
Adding to her pain, Reich says the video that has been circulating of the now in custody driver showed what she believed was a lack of remorse for the families left to grieve. She says she feels that by then he should have understood that his actions had taken several lives.
I could understand. All I want to understand that they're young, they're, doing dumb stuff, but at the same time, it does not feel or look good. It looks like, you took somebody's life and multiple people's lives at that, and you get to walk away, with a little scratch, sitting down and you're able to celebrate, and that's fine, but other people are grieving, show some remorse.
Gentlemen, your response to that mother speaking out tonight?
I wonder even if he was, before they even told him about the deaths or whatever, had he known about it prior to that video and all that, even though that doesn't matter. Again, this is such a sensitive topic and such a sensitive situation. I just encourage all young people, and anybody for that matter, when you know that individuals don't have the necessary requirements and so on, please don't jump in a vehicle with them. Please, if you know somebody's impaired, if they're drunk or whatever the case may be, do not jump in the vehicle with these individuals. You have to also take your life in your own hand as well and recognize that if you go in a vehicle with somebody who doesn't have all the necessary requirements and in fact may not be or may be impaired, you're putting your life at risk as well. So there's so much in this situation that can be learned, and I hope that this is something that is studied for young people and older alike so that we can use this as an opportunity to educate our people and to ensure that this does not happen again.
These things have just been going along for too long in this country. Someone crossed in the street, you knocked them down and they didn't even stop.
Yeah.
How many times it happened? They didn't even stop. They leave you there to die.
Yeah.
As a society, we have to change.
Yeah.
We have to be our brother's keeper, man. We got to show love for each other. Mm-hmm. And what they did was criminal and heartless. And I don't care if you get 1,000 years, it ain't gonna bother me. Not a damn drop.
Well, here's this one. save some of that ire for this, Leslie. For many residents, the lengthy blackout yesterday was just not more than just 10 hours, in fact, more than 14 hours without electricity in the scorching heat, but mounting frustration for thousands across the capital. Now, before I hear from you all, we'll get the wrap-up from Laurencia Smith.
A clarion call for greater accountability in the aftermath of an apparent island-wide blackout, which left many residents enduring unbearable conditions for more than 10 hours in some cases, now leaving many to believe it just might be time to force the sole electricity supplier in the country to improve its services.
Petition need to happen, to improve the service overall, Give us options and something to put the pressure on, because we can't keep just relying and they just keep falling.
And they need competition, because one power company, it ain't working, We need competition in everything.
The outage is not only disrupting homes and businesses, but services over at the Princess Margaret Hospital, according to one resident.
Even going right up to the government hospital, current off, it was ridiculous. And as a result, we were stopped, couldn't get in because, things ain't functioning properly. So, now it's very frustrating. You have people telling you there's nothing you could do. That's crazy.
Throughout the day, BPL issued several updates via its WhatsApp channel as crews worked to restore power following the disruption triggered by a lightning strike at the Blue Hills Power Station. While the company apologized for the inconvenience caused, some residents say repeated explanations are just not enough.
And as the rolling blackout continues, the Shadow Minister for Energy, Utilities and Aviation, Dr. Andre Rollins, is demanding answers from the Minister, JoBeth Colby-Davis, on the real state of what's taking place at BPL.
This administration needs to be open and honest about the generation, transmission, and distribution problems causing the blackouts, sometimes lasting hours upon hours. What is the minister's excuse for these blackouts this time? Power losses at Princess Margaret Hospital have resulted in the inability to provide dialysis to patients. Businesses without generators cannot transact.
Energy Minister JoBeth Colby-Davis has described the current electricity challenges as a part of the necessary growing pains linked to the major grid upgrades. Laurencia Smith, Eyewitness News.
Well, gentlemen, a whole lot was put on the table in that report. But it all started yesterday. The most vexing thing for New Providence is that the longest we've ever been without power just on a given day without a storm. Because that initially started, according to BPL, with the lightning strike. We saw the smoke coming out of the building where the engine rooms and whatnot. BPL, do you think they did a fair enough job in causing people to understand and have an appreciation for what took place yesterday? And then the lengthy power outages that just went on and on and on until the next day, this morning. Do you think they did a sufficient job?
No, quite frankly. But the thing is, this isn't something that has just been happening. This has been happening quite frequently. And because of the frequency of these outages, it causes the Bahamian people to be jaded. And whenever there's a response, it seems as if BPL have more stories than the public library. The challenge is that we need to get this problem fixed, and the Bahamian people have been on the ropes too long with this vexing issue. You have it, prior to that, you had these scenarios where you've been waiting for your bill to come out. And it's like this big mystery is out there. You go line up to the movies and all of a sudden now, surprise, you got this big bill that you're being hit with. And then days later, then you have this power situation that comes along with that.
You go for your bill or something and it's not ready?
No, the bill was delayed in terms of it coming out. And then when you do bring it out, then people have these exorbitant fees, and then they tell you one thing about your usage, and then people's usage is the same what they've been using for months on end. And the reality of it is double, in some cases triple. And so when you have that scenario, then you have the scenario of the consistency of the blackouts and the frequency of it. It causes people to be very frustrated. And what is also the other reality is this is we're seeing year after year, it's getting increasingly hotter and hotter and hotter. And so when you have a scenario where you are finding it much more difficult to deal with this heat, along with the long, lengthy process of getting this power restored, that creates a lot of frustration. Then you also have the loss of revenue for businesses. You also have the loss of food and all this other stuff. It's just a situation that needs to be fixed once and for all. But the challenge is we've always heard all these promises. We have been told that we will not have these issues and all this stuff, and yet we're right back to where we started. We're getting more excuses than we're getting results.
You know, Sunday was a terrible day. Lights went off at least, 14 hours yesterday. They had a strike, lightning strike. But some of the problems with the BEC workers, the Bahamian ones, unlike our counterparts in the Caribbean or the United States, if you get a hit with lightning in one area, you go live wire and you fix that area. Our fellas turn off the whole damn system because they ain't gonna go live wire. We sent them to Jamaica, to Barbados to get training. They came back, they still wouldn't do it.
Surely not these men.
They ain't gonna do it.
Overtime fees.
That's the fella. They clean up. I've got guys making $85,000 a year in overtime. That's a joke. Fella told me we had one guy we let go from Clifton. Say, Mill, I didn't build two apartments, man. Y'all can let me go. Just pay me for a year and I go on. We paid him and he left. You know, it's a situation that has to be arrested. They got some problems now. I understand that they were the Pike fellas. There's some arguments there. They saying that they blame in Pike that the fellas didn't hook it up directly. They sent it back to the meter box in Blue Hills, and that caused a problem. One problem caused the next problem. But you have to be able to do live wire, and they're never gonna do it. They made up their minds. You could send them all over the world. They're not coming back here to do live wire.
The Bahamian workers.
Yes, they can do it. And plus, people keep forgetting, I keep reminding you all, that in 2021, before the general election, the 30 megawatt engine at BEC was off for servicing. The people of Life-Key and Old Fort Wayne, etc., the man that they turned it on, those engines got to be off for at least 48 hours for them to cool down properly. I was at BEC for 14 years. And they turned it on, it burned up. That engine was never replaced, you know. The insurance company never paid what they're supposed to pay. And the engine is still there in BEC yard, but it was most terrible though. The chairman of BEC didn't even know that the engine was down. So you put these people there, okay? It's just an unfortunate situation. I guess the only good thing is those women and fellas who want to lose weight, they had a lot of weight to lose yesterday.
He's really operating in the dark.
But in 2026, though, I mean, it should be not this lack of communication between the chairman and this one and the next one.
Listen,
these men got to go work. Okay, go work.
You ain't see no government minister. Nobody was no talking. Nobody couldn't find Jerry Rosen down, they say. You couldn't see nobody.
BEC is split up now. You don't know who responsible for what.
You don't know what the dickens going on.
Everybody hiding right now.
They put Tony Prado there to talk this afternoon or something like that. And I'm sure she feel the pressure.
What pressure? She's the CEO.
Yeah.
They should have been talking all day yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, BPL, you are coming up lacking. You are wanting. And this will be continued tomorrow evening.
Some areas still off in the dark.
Don't say that.
Still in the dark. Some people still crying in the dark.
Beyond the Headlines is back after.
I think you can't blame the pot cake.
Hey, it's your boy Charlie Bahama here at Superwash, Superwash's newest spokesmodel. And I'm here to tell you about Superwash's large capacity washers and dryers for all your big loads.
I know I see that Charlie Banana coming here just now.
Luckily, it's also big enough for me to hide it.
I thought he was right over here where these large capacity washer and dryers is. They're big enough now to handle your big loads, you know. Yeah, like your comfort on your blanket. Well, just look at us. Somebody forget to turn on the dryer. Oh, stop! You hear something? Yeah, that's the sound of clean. Superwash washes you, presses you, and entertains you 24/7.
It's Independence time again, and Grand Bahama Tiles is celebrating big savings with their 20% off store-wide sale. With new styles arriving, they have just what you need for your kitchen, living room, and patio. And the first 10 customers get an additional $50 off their tile purchase. Come on in July 8th and July 9th and enjoy big Independence Day savings. Call them at 352-7920.
Did you know that when you shop at cbsbahamas.com, you can see directly into our vendors' warehouses? What that means is even if we only have a dozen of an item available in store, you can order virtually as many as you want directly from our vendors and have it delivered to your doorstep in just 10 to 14 days. You don't have to worry about shipping, imports, duties, or any of the hard stuff. Our back order program is unique, and it's only at cbsbahamas.com.
In a world of imagination, even a little mess can be part of the adventure. But for a truly royal snack, we need a clean slate. A few drops of Penalin dish liquid makes even dried-on paint disappear like magic. Penalin dish liquid, powerful cleaning in 3 fresh scents.
It's Independence time again, and Grand Bahama Tiles is celebrating big savings with their 20% off store-wide sale. With new styles arriving, they have just what you need for your kitchen, living room, and patio. And the first 10 customers get an additional $50 off their tile purchase. Come on in July 8th and July 9th and enjoy big Independence Day savings. Call them at 352-7920.
Hey, it's your boy Charlie Bahama here at Superwash, Superwash's newest spokesmodel. And I'm here to tell you about Superwash's large capacity washers and dryers for all your big loads.
I know I see that Charlie Banana coming here just now.
Uh-oh, luckily it's also big enough for me to hide it.
I thought he was right over here.
More Bahamians are seeking specialized health care overseas, and one leading Florida hospital is looking to strengthen its ties with the Bahamas. Tonight, I'm going to speak with the representatives from Tampa General Hospital about the services they offer and what this could mean for patients seeking advanced medical care. Good evening and welcome to Beyond the Headlines. Rocco DiCicco and Joel Williamson. I rehearsed that all during the break, I'm telling you. Gentlemen, good evening to both of you. It's great to have you both here this evening.
Good evening. Thank you for having us. We're very lucky to be here and excited.
Yeah, good. Interested in hearing more about what it is Tampa General Hospital wants Bahamians to know. And so let's just start with this. For the viewers who are hearing about Tampa General Hospital for the first time, gentlemen, why is it important now that Bahamians pay attention to it and become familiar with your hospital and the services you have that you provide?
Well, what I'll say is I know Bahamians have been coming to Florida for a long time seeking specialized and advanced care. And Tampa General Hospital, a lot of people don't know our name as much as some of the other Florida hospitals, but actually we can provide more complex and advanced care than a lot of the hospitals that Bahamians are going to in Florida. This tragedy you told us about, for example, we see cases like that all of the time in situations where there is time for people to be saved and air transported over the states. We're the only level 1 trauma center on the west coast of Florida. And so we get cases all the time of, tragic accidents, burns, you name it, that a lot of hospitals can't take care of. And literally we're accredited for the highest level of those things. For both adult, pediatric, and burn. We treat the most complex cancers and neurosurgeries, heart surgeries. And in many cases, folks are sent over to the States and then get referred to us because we're able to take care of some of the most complex cases. And I've worked with Bahamas for a long time. I used to be with Cancer Treatment Centers of America, which some of your viewers may know. So I know the Bahamas very, very well, and I'm very pleased to be at Tampa General Hospital now to offer more of these super advanced services that Bahamian doctors are looking for help with or access to.
Joel, you want to jump in, yeah?
Yeah, one of the things we're really excited about is We just launched our global medicine program about a year ago, and really what that is bringing in international patients to come seek complex care at Tampa General Hospital. We have an international nurse navigator dedicated to our program 24/7. So that means anyone who's seeking treatment can come, call her, email her, or just reach out online. And they have a dedicated person who facilitates their treatment, their medical records, getting there to Tampa General, scheduling appointments, logistics, flying there. We just had Breeze Airlines launch a nonstop flight from the Bahamas to Tampa. I think 3 or 4 times a week. So we're really excited and want to expand our program, and we welcome all Bahamians to come to Tampa General through our global medicine program that we just launched. So we're very excited about that.
Let's zero in on some of the areas that you specialize in. For example, there is CareCom Clinical Command. What does that mean?
CareCom is a very innovative program where it's basically like a command center. It looks like NASA. It's just hundreds of TVs and you name it that helps us with not even only everything from care coordination, so knowing as soon as a bed is available, so that if there's an urgent case, like a situation that happened here, or many cases like that where people need to be air evacuated over to the States and we need a bed in like an hour, the screens are constantly going and letting people know when things are opening up. But aside from that, we're also using it for patient safety. So some of your viewers may know that sepsis is one of the worst possible things that can happen to patients while in the hospital. If someone gets a severe sepsis infection, if you're not on that in the most severe cases, in 2 minutes, the patient may die. So we have predictive analytics that model out, these are the patients who are at the most risk of getting sepsis. And since we've implemented this AI command center, years before many of the most renowned hospitals in the country, we've saved over 1,000 lives that would have died from sepsis otherwise without these predictive analytics.
You also have areas for advanced neuroscience program, something Bahamians can obviously tap into and benefit from. Yes,
we have a lot of these first in Florida type of recognitions. We've been first in Florida for a lot of the most advanced neurosurgical procedures that no one else is doing, clinical trials, you name it. And again, even sometimes when folks come to the States for one hospital, I can give you an example. We had a recent case, a young man came to the States. He was on his honeymoon in Disney World in Orlando, developed an extremely severe tumor that went down the base of his neck from his brain. So he needed a complex cancer and neurosurgery and an oncology surgery. He went to the closest, most advanced medical center, and they said, this is too complex. We need a multidisciplinary team who can handle a dual neurosurgery oncology case, and that patient got sent to us. So what we're trying to say is not only do we have this global medicine program that takes care of everything and we're a one-stop shop, but we're really here just to help communities with the most advanced cases that they feel they need the most help with.
Now, do you... Oh, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just going to add one thing that makes our neuro program very special is our neuro ICU is one-to-one. So whether you're a patient in our neuro ICU, you have a dedicated nurse that's associated to you only 24/7 until you're discharged from the neuro ICU. So it's always a one-to-one nurse and patient relationship there.
Does Tampa General work with the local insurances? How you plan on expanding that and ensuring that Bahamians can really access the care available at Tampa General?
You want to take that one?
Yeah, we're actually in network with all the Bahama insurances. So we work with Bahama Health, QHM, all the TPAs that are helping with care coordination. So we're in health with Kalina and all these big insurance companies. So Atlantic Medical. We're in network with them. So we're going to see very competitive rates when you guys come to us as well.
Now, is telemedicine a part of your strategy to get people before they even travel to perhaps get some sort of doctor-patient discussions going on?
Yes, we're definitely committed to telemedicine, and even more than telemedicine, we're committed to discussions with the hometown doctors and to making sure that initially we are all on the same page up front before anyone comes over, and then most importantly, we don't want to be doing anything that doctors here feel they can be doing. So it's very important to us to make sure we're communicating the care coordination up front and making sure for an advanced cancer case, for example, the hometown oncologist might feel, well, this is a very complex surgery, the tumor's wrapped in critical vessels, I really think it's risky and they need to go there just for the surgery, but I can take care of the infusion. So we very much want to make sure the care is coordinated, and telemedicine is a big part of ensuring that and making it easier.
Meanwhile, how quickly can Bahamian patients access the care at Tampa General in terms of getting through all that red tape for that all-important airlift?
For the airlift cases, we have a 24/7 transfer center that's their only job, is to take these calls. And since we have a committed global medicine program with a committed nurse who's answering the phone 24/7, she's helping to get all the medical records together so there's never a break. Because in these cases, as you know, like in this tragic case you had, time is critical. So we're responding to folks within an hour with, yes, we know who the accepting physician who can take care of the case is. We've got all the medical records taken care of. We're working on a bed through that CareCom automated system. So we're prepared to take care. And we do, even locally in Tampa, we're kind of a destination transfer center for the state of Florida and from outside the state. So we're just expanding those practices throughout the international community.
Yes. Now, what message would you give to someone who is nervous about traveling overseas and for complex medical treatment? That Tampa General is this holistic place. I know that you have religious and spiritual counseling and so many other things that Bahamians are used to, that they can kind of just assimilate quickly and have all those things on hand. But what message would you give that individual or that family?
Yeah, I would say, we have a chaplain on staff with us there, so whatever religious needs you have from a spiritual perspective, we have that covered. We want to make sure that your family feels very welcome, and we have all types of services to accommodate the family, not as only just the patient, but the family as well, to make sure that they're feeling welcome. We have long-term stay facilities where there's 3-4 bedrooms, a washer and dryer machine, a kitchen, so the family can come and stay. We have tons of malls and exciting amusement parks for the family to enjoy while the patient is being treated. Our dedicated nurse navigator is also really good at making sure that the patient's family understands what's happening, where they are in the care continuum. They're getting daily reports. My nurse navigator is going there and meeting with them to just ensure that they're feeling that everything is going well, that their patient is going through the care that they need, and they're getting any type of responses or just information that they're looking for from the doctors through our nurse navigator.
Tell me about the medical education partnership.
Yeah, do you want to talk about USF?
Sure.
Yeah.
So our sister medical school, who most of our doctors are employed by, is the University of South Florida, which I know many Bahamas locals have gone to. So we work with them very closely in educating not only our medical students, but they've got an international program that we're connected to that is specifically focused on relationships with international medical schools and those exchanges. So we just talked with the folks from the Bahamas Medical Association today, and we were saying, what are the opportunities for your students from University of West Indies possibly to come over and do some observerships and some medical education and training, and also for our doctors to come here, again through partnership with Bahamas Medical Association. What topics do your doctors feel they would like to know the most about? We can set up conferences with them.
This program enriches in both ways, in terms of local doctors here having access to specialty information from, like you say, U.S.
University of South
University
Florida.
of South Florida, as well as the hospital itself and the doctors there, that enriches obviously both places.
Absolutely.
Patient care and education.
Right. Yeah. Our goal coming into the community is to enrich the community, and so enrichment is not only if a doctor has a need that he doesn't feel the capabilities are here or the resources to send over, but also what are we doing to better your community and give back to you, which is why we've been visiting all these physician practices and the insurance companies and the medical association all day to say, what do you need from us? We're here because we want a partnership that works out for both of us, and whether that's from just care coordination for the specific areas you need help in, whether it's we could use a little training or education in a subspecialty or you name it. And also, we want to be involved in all the community events, the cancer walks and the runs and the support organizations. A patient treated at Tampa General Hospital who my understanding was running one of the biggest cancer foundations. Andrea Sweening, if that name rings a bell, treated at Tampa General Hospital, and had a great experience and started one of the largest cancer support groups here. And so we want to be involved in the community however we can and give back.
How were those meetings? You mentioned several meetings you went to today. I imagine there are others on tap tomorrow. How were those meetings went? Are you pleased with the outcome of already?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, I think, and Joel, you can speak to them a bit as well. I think everyone is very happy to have more and more options for complex care. So, everyone has different interests. The insurance company wants to know if we're in network. Yes, we're in network. We have good rates. Great. The patients and shows like this want to know, what do you offer to patients? Do you take care of everything? Do you wrap the care continuum around them? So everyone's very happy to hear about us. I think it's just that our name isn't out there yet as much as some of the other hospitals in Florida that folks are going to. So everyone's very happy about the new option.
Yeah, I would say everyone was very receptive and excited about the new option. Everyone was really excited about our dedicated nurse navigator being someone who just has a wealth of experience at Tampa General. She understands financials, she understands case management, claims and utilization, financials. So everything, you don't have to deal with multiple people at our hospital. You just have to deal with our nurse navigator, and she understands all of the underwriting, claims, critical care, because she's a nurse as well. So that was just being that front door access to something that's very important to everyone we met with, and they were very excited about that. So,
what is the long-term vision for the relationship between Tampa General and the Bahamas?
For everyone in the Bahamas to not only think of Tampa General first when they have a complex medical need, but for them to also think of us as a citizen in your community who's giving back.
We want to be part of your family. We want to have a footprint here as well. So we're excited and we're looking forward to it.
Thank you very much, Rocco and Joel, representatives from Tampa General Hospital here in the Bahamas this week to make some linkages and obviously to make Bahamians aware of what's available and how they can access care at Tampa General Hospital. Gentlemen, thank you very much for stopping by here Beyond the Headlines this evening. Great to meet you both.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely. When we come back, the Grand Bahama Development Company is back. I imagine there's super news on top. Every time they come, they have something huge to talk about. So we're going to hear more from the Grand Bahama Development Company right after the break. Stay close.
It's Independence time again, and Grand Bahama Tiles is celebrating big savings with their 20% off store-wide sale. With new styles arriving, they have just what you need for your kitchen, living room, and patio. And the first 10 customers get an additional $50 off their tile purchase. Come on in July 8th and July 9th and enjoy big Independence Day savings. Call them at 352-7920.
This year, Island Luck Sportsbook sent one of their very own customers all the way to San Antonio to watch Game 5 of the NBA Finals. The Knicks closed it out right then and there. No Game 6, no Game 7. Our customer was sitting in that arena the night the championship was decided. That's the kind of luck we talking about at Island Luck Sportsbook. Winners live here. Must be 18 and over. Island Luck reminds you that it's only a game, so please game responsibly.
Wealth should not only belong to a select few. At Investar, we believe the door should be open to everyone. We provide options for planning a better future. Our investment funds are designed to assist you in reaching your long-term financial goals. Let us show you how.
Welcome back to Being on the Headlines. Great to have you all tuned in this evening. You have been hearing for months and months and months and months, even just last week. I'm here just happy to talk about Grand Bahama and sort of the revitalization that's now taking place there. Well, every time you see Chuck Pratt here from the Grand Bahama Development Company, of course, it's an arm of the Grand Bahama Port Authority. Every time you see him here, you know that is something amazing happening. So before, what you have done, Chuck, is come here and talk about this sort of investment, economic, just event that Nassau loves to attend and is hugely interested in. And I understand it's a 2.0. In fact, it's called DevCo 352/373, the Nassau edition. You zhuzh it up a bit for 2026.
Yeah, so we wanted to put something that was catchy on it. You know, we say Bahamas 242 to the world. Yes, well, we're here to say Freeport 373352 to the Bahamas, and then to the region, and then internationally. And we're bringing good news, like you indicated earlier.
I know it's good news because I've been hearing just even last week, and I haven't gotten to it as yet, but last week about just local Grand Bahama investors who are investing more monies into their businesses to try and stay sort of abreast with the growth
what's happening
that's happening and also that's on tap.
Yeah, especially in the tourism space, as you can imagine. Carnival opened last year, July 19, brought 1 million visitors by, I think it was November of last year. They just completed their second pair, and that's 2 more XL class size ships bringing 5,000, 6,000 passengers each, multiple times per week. So you're looking for their capacity probably in any given year to probably being close to 4 million people. Carnival alone, cruise port. Now, if just 1% of that trickle outside of the cruise port area, you can imagine the impact in the tourism space for Grand Bahama. And we're seeing it. We're actually seeing it.
I imagine you are.
And Shanique, the news I have is, did you remember, this would probably be my fourth time on the show, and every year I come and I tell you, now's the time to invest.
You've been saying that.
And so this is the DEFCO, and we have our partner, Grand Bahama Port Authority, so it's a DEFCO/GBPA 352373 Islands Tour. I emphasize islands because we did 2 of the northern islands already. We did Abaco first, then we did Bimini, and now we're ending with New Providence. And we recognize that we've been spreading this word, Freeport, Nassau, and sometimes regional and international. But we also have our sister islands in the north and throughout the archipelago, I'm sure. But they were closest, and we say, you know something? Let's take our message to Bimini. Let's take our message to Abaco, where, if you know the history of Grand Bahama, a lot of Grand Bahamians migrated to those islands for, we call it viable living, so they could find jobs, and that's where the jobs were. And as much as we like to think that we're reaching everybody through social media, through word of mouth, we said, let's take it directly to the individuals. Let's be in a room with them. Let them ask us the questions.
And which is so impactful and successful. You've had it now for a few years, back to back, and it's been amazing. People look forward to it. They talk about it because Grand Bahama truly has become sort of the newest investment hub, an opportunity for Bahamians to get in on.
Right. So this trip, we're talking about not only the ongoing initiatives. I'm sure you remember when we came in 2023, the 50th independence anniversary of the country, and we offered the 50 for the 50th. Everyone was like, what are you talking about? For $50 I can get a property? And I said, yes. What you do is you put down 50 and you reserve a property, and then you go through the salary deduction period, and now you're paying on your property.
Yeah.
Well, that has evolved. That program has evolved, right? We now call it Deeds and Dream. Right? So you could realize your dream of property ownership and home ownership eventually by getting your deeds to your property. And so we call it Deeds and Dream. It's the same requirements. You put us $50 down and you get a salary deduction form that's assigned by your HR or whomever. It comes back to us. And that deduction is amortized so that in 7 years or whichever term you choose, your lot can be paid off for. So the only thing you spend in your pocket is $50 up front. And within 5, 7 years, or whichever term you choose, up to 7 years, your property is paid off. And so now you have your deeds. Now you can realize your dreams with vertical improvement and create your home and what have you. So we have that initiative, and we're relaunching that because we have run it. This will be the 3rd iteration of that program because it's been so successful. And so we want to make sure that every cohort completes before we start another cohort. So now we have, right now, for the first time you've heard it in 2026, on Beyond the Headlines, Shanique Miller's show, we are relaunching Deeds and Dream. I speak.
That's been super successful as well.
Oh, it has been. I mean, we did quite a few. We did quite a few in Grand Bahama. I think a few from Nassau as well. And again, it's on the strength of salary deduction. But the idea was to minimize out-of-pocket expense for the prospective purchaser. We realize where we are, so we're trying to meet you where we are and trying to empower the Bahamian citizenry through property ownership. And so that was that program. We now have land on layaway. I believe I launched it here as well. And what that allows you to do is to pay your 10% deposit over time, right? So we launched that in May, and a lot of people have taken advantage of that. So that's been very successful as well. But that's for a time period. So we did it from May 1st to the end of July around Independence. But as we go to the various family islands, for those individuals that join, when they hear me speak about it, we start their time from then. So it is progressive to the island that we approach. And once you're here and you take advantage of it, then your time starts from that period to 90 days that we allow you to have to pay your deposit over time as we're trying to bring in 10% up front. Again, it's a way of saying, okay, listen, I don't have, if the lot is $10,000, I have $1,000 now, but I can get that over 60 days. You say, okay, fine, start with $200. And over the next 90 days, bring us the $1,000.
Right.
But your property's off the market. It hasn't gone anywhere. And as soon as you reach the 10% deposit, we go into an in-house term payment arrangement, whatever term you pick, and you get your property. Well, so that's only some of the good news. Why I'm here today, especially, is to talk about the also commercial investments opportunity that exists on Grand Bahama Island.
Well, let's talk about it, because I've been speaking with people as well in Grand Bahama, and they are just naming them. I mean, listing the opportunities that are available and that you can get involved with.
Right. So we're having an event at the Balmoral Club, 6:30 on Wednesday of this week. That'll be the 8th, where we'll speak in greater detail. We also have Very short presentation. Not going to be a long speech and what have you, because that meeting is intended to be engaging with the community of New Providence and Nassau. So we're invited, and now it's limited capacity, so first come, first serve, I want to say that. We would be engaging the attendees with all of the information as relates to investment opportunities from a broader perspective as relates on the Grand Bahama Port Authority side, who will be speaking about the ease of doing business in Grand Bahama, why you should do business in Grand Bahama, the ease of becoming a licensee, etc. DEFCO will come behind and speak specifically to land investment opportunities, not only on the residential side, as you heard me speak about earlier, but also on the commercial side. We have rolled out, you may recall I spoke about the land and its proximity to Celebration Key. You heard me mention that Celebration Key opened up last July, million, and now they've doubled the capacity. Well, DEFCO has land on Sussex Drive, which is a 2.5-mile drive into Celebration on either side. We have planned it out meticulously, and that's now available for retail commercial. So if you are the visionary investor and you understand how investments work, then you want to get a part of this now. Come out Wednesday night to learn more about it. We did a video that captures, if not all, most of the commercial sites. Because of their strategic location, we think are great investment opportunities for the visionary investor. So we'll be talking more about that on Wednesday evening as well.
That is super. You certainly whet people's appetite there. Talk about the investment incentives that accompany this.
Okay, so as before, we're trying to accommodate those people where they are with investment. Now, commercial properties, unlike residential property, we do require full payment. But we have relationships with lenders, especially in Grand Bahama, who are looking for these investors that qualify for these types of commercial investment. The advantage of this is by investing now, as the Sussex Drive develop, but there's value appreciation for the land that you would have invested in. And there's a wider investment thrust happening in Grand Bahama. We always say that the economic pendulum of Grand Bahama is on the uptick. Now is the time to invest. Not tomorrow, not next year. Now is the time to invest because you want to get in when it's just starting, right? So you can realize the great value appreciation of the property. So we are encouraging investors, come now, be a part of Grand Bahama's growth. It's inevitable. The government is touting it more than ever, what's all happening in Grand Bahama, because that is where the opportunity lies, in our opinion. We hear about a lot happening around the country, and we want to say that, especially if you're looking for a place where you can live, work, play, and learn in tranquility and easy comfort. And traffic in our discussion in Grand Bahama is a 2-car pileup as opposed to a 20-car pileup. We heard about illumination issues, I want to call it, in Nassau. We face those challenges, but less frequently, I want to say, in Grand Bahama. So there's that, if that's the lens any...
There's an incentive.
There's an incentive, right?
Yes.
And so there's so much happening.
The less traffic as well is an incentive.
Oh yeah,
I hope but after all of this, you all don't have your traffic jams and.
Well, we have infrastructure that can accommodate 250,000 people. So bring it. We say bring the people. Come, right? We have land that turnkey, construction turnkey. You can come, and all you have to do is build your house and then plug it. Boom. Right? So there are many opportunities, but we're here just to talk about the event that's happening on Wednesday evening.
So again, that event is at the
Balmoral Club,
yes.
6:30 p.m. And we made it more central this time because I think you remember the last two we had was out west, and may have been a hindrance to those, again, coming through that traffic and may have been discouraging. So we wanted to bring it more central so that we have more people attend the event. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, what are investors asking about Grand Bahama, and how are you responding?
All right. So interestingly enough, we have done some B2B interviews. We did 2 today. And I won't say that the observations made were new, but it certainly it gives an understanding of how these questions are always asked. Because people speak about, I mean, we don't like to talk about it much because we have passed it and we've been resilient and we've grown from it. The hurricanes, they said, a lot of investors are concerned about, extreme weather conditions that may affect the investment. So we said that since Grand Bahama has been experienced, and the Northern Bahamas have been experienced these hurricanes for the last 20 plus years in spokes of 5 and what have you, what it has done for us has made us even more resilient and made us stronger and adapt to our building codes. So Whenever there's an investor and there's investment made in Grand Bahama, we advise them of how they should be building. We haven't seen one from 2019, and we pray God sees it to keep us that way, because we have rebuilt, and we are continuing to rebuild where we haven't, and we look forward to welcoming those investors to Grand Bahama to be a part of that growth.
Let's look at the landscape of that you envision. I mean, and we have seen it's taking shape now, but like in the next year, you know, for persons who decide to jump in on this opportunity,
what they should be looking at.
Exactly.
Okay, so I mentioned Carnival. After Carnival came Royal Caribbean. So they just closed, you may have heard, they just closed on Xanadu, the $30 million transaction. So that's coming, and that will rival what Carnival has done, because their investment will probably be somewhere around $300 million in their 40-acre site. After Carnival, guess who came? MSC bought 20 acres into the Concord Wilshire. That's the hotel development. And if you talk about the hotel, that's $750 million that they're hoping to do. And now MSC has joined in causing that to be expedited, you want to say, because of their investment in that as well. So that represents a lot in the touristic space. That represents a lot of people who maybe will come back to Grand Bahama because now they can experience viable living and find jobs and actually make work for their families and what have you. That is what is happening in Grand Bahama. Not even to mention the shipyard. They brought their second dry ship facility or dock that now makes it the largest dry dock ship repair facility in the world.
Super. Wow.
So that raises the profile of Grand Bahama. Money follows money. That's $500 million alone. And other local, as you mentioned earlier, local investors are also reinvesting in the economy of Grand Bahama. So where are the Bahamians? Where are my Nassau brothers and sisters? Come now. Now is the time to be in Grand Bahama. Don't wait for us to hit peak and then say you want to invest and hey, the price is too high. I'm telling you now, come. I've been saying this for the last 3 years. That's about it. Come, now's the time to invest in Grand Bahama. Make sure you're out on Wednesday evening. I'm giving you a special invitation because I want you there front and center. As we talk about why our Bahamians, brothers and sisters, those who have money in Nassau, which camera should be looking at?
The same one right here.
Listen, if you have not invested in Grand Bahama and putting all of your eggs in this one basket, which is lovely, try another basket in Grand Bahama. Come, bring, invest. We have residential, I have vision for a gated community. We have beach use, mixed use across from the beach. The world will run after that. Second home, vacationists, they love Grand Bahama. Imagine if you put your money in there now, what it could be in 2-3 years, as you asked me earlier.
Yeah.
Now's the time to invest in Grand Bahama.
Once again, that's Wednesday.
6:30 at the Balmoral Club. It's a joint reception put on by the Grand Bahama Development Company and the Grand Bahama Port Authority.
Chuck Pratt, you always say he can sell. Listen, he pulls you in, and the event is stellar. I mean, you all do a great job every year with that event, just to get you involved in the local economy of Grand Bahama that's on the up and up, which is really, really awesome. Thank you, Chuck, for stopping by this evening. I love having you here and hearing what new is happening in Grand Bahama. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
Of course, for all of tonight's guests, and including my panel, thank you all so much for being here. Thanks once again, Chuck. Thank you to all of you for tuning in. Again, you invited Balmoral Beach, 6:30 Wednesday evening. Meanwhile, I look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow evening. For the entire Beyond the Headlines team, I'm Shanique Miller. Make it a great evening, everyone.
The Verizon Media Group, home of ILTV, Paramount Systems Limited, Eyewitness News, and Beyond the Headlines.